What's happening, everybody? This is Hayden Adams with A Designer Who Codes. Today, we're taking a look at how to build a digital download website and page using a company called PayHip. Now, I built my own site called Legacy Logins and actually connects to the domain name, which you can take a look at legacylogins.com. And I have a form that you can download for individuals. It's $10. You can add to cart or just buy now. If I click on the buy now, up pops a credit card. You can enter it in and download the product instantaneously. This is all built for free. Yes, it is free with PayHip. Now, PayHip does have a price. If we look at it, it is $0 by default. And as you increase and grow, it goes to $29 and then $99, which has no fees. This is absolutely amazing. Another company which is close to this is Gumroad, but they take a 10% flat fee, and in their marketplace, they take 30%. PayHip is 5%, and then it goes down to 2%, and it goes to then 0 as you pay more and more. This is great if you're just starting your digital download for a project and don't want to spend a fortune, but want to grow with the product over time. To get started, you'll want to click Get Started for free at the top. I'm going to log into my account. And when you first sign up, you'll probably have 0 products because you're brand new. I'm going to show you my first product for individuals, which is my digital download on the page. So I'm going to go into Edit. You'll click on Manage, or in this case, Add New to add a new product. And in here, you'll select Digital Product. When you click that, I'm going to head back over here to Individuals. I'm going to edit this and go over how I built my digital product. In this case, this has 2 files attached. It's got the social media logins version 1. I do like to keep the V1s when I actually change it. And I have a physical password access as well. For this project, my logins area, I was thinking about my dad, for example, which I'm going to give this to him for his birthday this year and a couple other things. But I wanted to record some kind of way to then have it where, unfortunately, if he does pass away, I have access to his computer, his phone, and then his social media, which is why I built this Legacy Logins page. The PDF, where'd it go? There it is. Looks like this. It's got a PDF you can download, and you can fill in different information pieces in the PDF. So I got this right here, which I simply clicked upload another product or upload a product. And if you want to change it, or in this case, rename the file name, and then I'm going to go over the variants down below in a second. Or if you don't want this file, you can then click delete. The title, of course, is what you want to name the product. So for mine, it's like this is for individuals. So I eventually might want to create a family account or maybe for a business professional, but this is basically for individuals. So I'm going to download the basics at $9.99. It's going to include the computer phone passwords and the social media logins. Now, if we scroll down the page, you can add a cover and up to 9 and add audio or video. So what you can also do, which is really cool, is that in this section, I also added a video of how to use this file. I just uploaded it to YouTube, which you're watching right now, and I put unlisted, and I added the video to then watch to then understand how to use this. I was thinking for an older generation, this might be helpful, and it's all built into PayHip. That's really cool if you ask me. So coming down the page, I added more pictures. I can always move them around to order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or I can remove them. And then down below, I wanted to add a description. This editable PDF is a perfect spot for recording pertinent information about your loved ones, social media, and physical passwords. If we go to the page, I also recommend safe storage for this, as while it is physically password related for your phone and computer, still store it in a safe place. Now down below, what you can do is you can say visible, everyone can see this product, invisible, nobody except you, like an unlisted link, or essentially down below with the unlisted, only people who know with the direct link can see it. It won't be listed alongside other products on your store. So if you kind of want to have a hidden product for a special link, that is where you're going to do it. Now, advanced options include a product page. This is where you'll want to go in here and then type some kind of actual friendly URL. For mine, for individuals, Legacy Logins form is what I used. And then down below, I can also include variations. Now, variations, come back here, can include like a basic, an essentials, an advanced, something where you can then change the price. And the cool part about it is you can then choose which file or files are assigned to it. That's really awesome. So mine, I have the basics. I'm going to create a secondary version down the road for financials and other pieces as well as I add to this. So if someone just wants the basics, they get this file. And then down the road, I can add another variant and continue on for more variations, increasing or decreasing the price. Now, you can also have it if the product is tax exempt. Mine is not. The product is an ebook. In this case, this more works with the EU value added tax. And you can upload a preview if you did have like a longer PDF and you want to show someone the first 5 or 10 pages out of 50. This also can be here as well. If you wanted a limited number, let's say you actually wanted, a limited 50 quantity PDF. After that, it is gone. You can also have a limited number of products. And I wanted to then have automatically subscribe customers to a mailing list, which I did set up using ConvertKit/Kit. There is a marketing page. I do have it set up that way, which is connected to Kit. So not really quite sure why it is not showing exactly. But again, I'm not going to worry about that for now. I'm going to focus on it is automatically subscribed. We've got this. And if you had software products, you can also use a unique license key. I'm going to save these changes and you're going to see your product be saved in the products. Now, by default, it won't just show up on the website. It will, but it won't have any design to it. So this is where we want to actually give it some elements of design. By default, it won't show this top part and it won't show this bottom part. Be prepared for the moment. I talk about how you got to be prepared. And so I wanted to add these two pieces, and I also wanted this to be my homepage of the actual website. So now that we have the product, let's go into the store and make it the homepage. So we're going to head up to store, and then in the store, we're going to launch the store builder. This is my favorite part of PayHip. This is just, I wish everyone did it this way. This is really much of a great user experience. I am a huge fanatic of this situation. Now, my homepage is I have the title for the meta information as your loved one's digital life recorded. I think I'm missing apostrophe. Let me actually edit that. Your loved ones. There we go. In this case. So what I also did is that in this whole section, by default, yours will probably be set to collections as the homepage, which can be great. In fact, I started designing my first design on that piece. It was working before. What's going on, Safari? Where'd you go? Let's come back here. So mine, for some reason, it was working with Safari. Now it's not. Anyways, I'm going to focus on my actual page that I built. But if you want a different page to be your home page, so the contact page, for example, and we're in Chrome. I'm not quite sure why, because it was working in Safari a couple of days ago. But you know what? Now we're in Chrome and all is good. So what I'm going to do is on this custom page to come back, I'm going to go to collections because that's where I actually started in the very beginning and where you'll actually start at your beginning with the collections. So the collections looks like this. I did put in my design the individual product at the top, but the collections look like this. So if I had multiple products to digitally download, I can create different products and the collections page will show up. Now, if I did want to make this again be my home page, I can select the gear icon and say set as homepage. In this case, I only had one product. So for me, it would make more sense to make an individual product be the actual homepage. So I did in my design custom pages and then built a featured product page into this page. And therefore I got the same setup, but a custom product. And I made this the homepage. And then for the page settings, I have a page title, your loved one's digital life recorded. For the SEO, I also added some extra information as well. Did put the apostrophe right there. And then I also have an SEO description going forward. Now, social media, I don't have a picture, but I can also add that for SEO purposes. So you can really make your homepage be as customizable as you possibly want. Now, if I want to add more to this page, this is where I can add sections. So think of the top part being a section, the middle part being a section, and then this bottom part here being a section. So I have be ready when the inevitable happens at the top. I have 4 individuals, the product in the middle, and then I have be prepared for the moment down here at this third section. If I click on that, it's got the heading, be prepared for the moment, Then I have we never expect, and I talk about the text. If you want a call to action, you can also have a button text, and you can really design this to whatever you want, which is really awesome. So the font text can be medium, it can be large. For example, the button style I don't have, so I'm not really worried about that. If a heading should be 1, 2, or 3, keeping with SEO. So if I did want that to be bigger, where it's actually an H1, I'm not thinking about size, I'm thinking about H1, H2. So this one's really the H1, this one's the H2, and this one's also an H2 if we think about search engine optimization standards. If I wanted this to have more space around it, I could also have section height be medium and actually have more room to read. In this case, I was fine having it small, but you can set it to any size you want or custom. In addition, the content can be large across the page. I felt it was too large, so for me, I went back to medium, and that's going to have this narrower column for easier readability. And if I wanted to, I can also put a background picture by choosing an image and having a color scheme attached to it. So white, light, dark black, or this blue color I liked better for a sense of calm. The same applies if I then come back up, discard the changes, and if I go back to this section and I come back to the top area, I did add a picture behind. So in this design for the headline section, I do have it where it is heading 1 at the very top. And then for the background, I put this picture of stock photography, and the opacity I did lower for readability. So I can go much higher where you can barely see the picture, or I could go much lower if I really wanted the picture to stand out. In this case, I was like, you know what, let me go about 42, maybe a little lower, but I want to make sure the readability is here, but metaphorically storm clouds to be ready for in case the inevitable does happen. So you can customize this storefront to your liking all across the map. And then if I discard this, let me just not touch it. Let me come back. I can also add to this section. So if I want to add a section right here, it gives me a whole list of options. I can add a video to my design. I can have featured products, featured collections. Eventually, I just launched this a couple of days ago, so I don't have any testimonials, but I will down the road. You can also add a newsletter button, which is so cool. I love all these options you can get, and it's free. It's basically no cost minus 5%. So if you don't sell more than 3 products, you might not have a high overhead to start with, which is great. You can also have collage, and you can also say embed this product, which of course we don't have any embed code yet setting up here. It's not worried about if you want to embed some code for an iframe or an extra bit of code. You can also put this as well. I'm not worried about this right now. So you have a lot of options in this section to work with when it comes to it. You can also preview it in mobile. It looks like this when it goes down the page. Looks pretty good. And then I can then publish it when I'm all set to go to actually make it live. Now, for the actual domain name, I'm going to head out of the store. So what I'm going to do is click the little drop down 3 dots or 3 lines and say exit store builder. And now we're back to our basic navigation and dashboard. In this case, I'm going to come back to store. And this is where under domains, I can then set up my own custom domain, which in my case says connected. It will give you information of what to put for the A record and the C name for the www to connect your domain name. This case did a couple of days ago. It is August 4th and it is launched. And my site is legacylogins.com. So you don't have to worry about the PayHip domain name. You can add your own legacy login. Now that we have our own domain name, what we can also do is track our tracking code. That makes sense. We can track our analytics. So by default, we do have the basic analytics inside of PayHip if we want to use this. Or what I can also do inside my settings, if I come over here to my setting area, there we go, is that the advanced settings, you also can include, where is it? I just scrolled right past it, the Google Analytics. So you can use analytics in addition to the PayHip analytics. And I also set a download limit so someone can download it only 5 times, just because I don't want someone to have it endlessly. This is also a way of limiting how much access a digital product can be downloaded. We're going to say like 100 if you don't want to worry about that too much. So the analytics right here is set to the G dash, And that'll connect my analytics so I can track my tracking or track my analytics in addition to analytics. But this is a great way of getting your product out there from scratch and actually building its own website. But you're probably thinking, Hayden, how do I get paid? I'm really glad we asked that question, because at the end of the day, this is about a for-profit. I want to make some money on this whole thing. So in my account, I'm going to go into settings. And in settings, I'm going to look for payment details, the second tab. Now, what we have to do is either connect one of these two options. I did both because, hey, why not? So what I have to do is on your account, it'll probably say connect. In this case, mine says manage, but I can connect either PayPal, or what I do recommend is setting up a Stripe account and adding that so you can actually use credit and debits a lot easier. What happens is that when I go to buy, so I have an example, where to go, right here. And what I have is that when I say buy now, what's going to happen is it gives me the option for PayPal or buy with a card. This is PayPal on the top or Stripe down below, which mimics the two options right here. You can then set your default currency, and then the statement description I have is legacy login. And that's how your payments can go through effortlessly with PayHip.